If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 18 of the Inter Milan career mode here on FIFA 15. We play another game here against Sassuolo. We've only recently played them in the Coppa Italia, and unfortunately they came away with a victory at San Siro by 3-2. They're having an indifferent season in the league, although as you can see they do have a couple of games in hand. The way that the fixtures have been scheduled in this particular league season is a bit weird because there are a few of us on 20, a few on 19 and a few on 18, so it's a little bit odd right now, but we could hopefully help continue our good run of form in the league at least after being knocked out of the cup by Sassuolo to maintain our top of the league spot. Now obviously there are quite a few teams up and around us at the top, many of which have games in hand and could actually overtake us should they win those games in hand, so we really have to make sure that we maintain our level of high performance in Serie A. But as you can see, Sassuolo are having the first opportunity of the game. A really good cross, and Berardi, the player that of course we are interested in for next season, unfortunately for them and for him, puts the ball over the top of the net. But they continue to be on top in the opening few minutes. Here Flores draws a great save out of Samir Handanovic. It's been indifferent this season, Samir Handanovic, and I was tempted to sell him to Barca for 30 million, but we've kept him on, and if he's going to make saves like that, he's proving me right in my decision to keep him on. Here Mauro Icardi is up against the back line, not the fastest of players, but has the turn of pace to get away there, and not sure. Don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not sure how he's missed that one. Apparently the goalkeeper made a save, but it should have been 1-0. There's no real excuse for Mauro Icardi there. He just should have put that in the back of the net. But Freddy Guarini is trying to break past here. Obviously got a great shot from distance. Took a deflection off the defender's heel, though. It's kind of made it tamely drop into the goalkeeper's hands. So we're still only 20 minutes in, by the way. So this has been a really end-to-end first half. In the opening few stages, Palacio now is going to have the chance to run one-on-one with a defender. He gets the turn on him as well, but another good save by Consigli means that we stay at 0-0, and Consigli made numerous good saves in the cup game against Sassuolo, which was our undoing. But they're going to have the next chance of the game as the pendulum sways in their favour for this particular highlight. Nice little 1-2, or maybe even a 3-4 by Berardi, and he stands it up into the middle, and a brilliant header by Flores. Goalkeeper, absolutely no chance there. He got the run on the defender, powered it in at the near post, and we find ourselves 1-0 down. And that kind of almost, you'd have thought the way that the game was going, how open it had been in that first half, that would have almost made it open up even more, and then the goals would have absolutely flooded in like they did in the first game we played against Sassuolo. But actually, it tightened the game up. Flores trying to do exactly the same there, but this time he didn't quite have the accuracy, and it didn't go into that top corner like it did for his actual goal-scoring opportunity. But as you can see, into the second half we go. Literally only just into the second half, trying to get ourselves back on level terms. Guarini again taking it around the defender, looking for that bottom near post OP shot, but it doesn't quite come off, and Consigli again makes another very good save. So I brought on Marco Sal and Yuto Nagatomo for Mauro Icardi, and I think I took off Freddy Guarini. I did, and then I moved Shaqiri from left mid into Cam, and I put on Nagatomo obviously on the left hand side. But Marco Sal was going to be the man to have the first chance after coming on. Lovely little step over inside the defender and a tidy finish. There we go. It's 1-1. We are back on level terms, and he had an instant impact off the bench, which is exactly why we brought in Marco Sal, to replace the impact on the bench we've lost thanks to the injury to Paulo Dybala. But literally 2 or 3 minutes after we scored, they went up the other end, and again, don't know how that's beaten the goalkeeper at the near post. Really disappointed with that, but it's Berardi this time with the goal rather than being the provider. And we lose again to Sassuolo. They seem to be my bogey team right now. I just can't seem to play well against them and or beat them. So unfortunately, after being knocked out of the cup by them, they now defeat us in Serie A as well. So we're going to have to bounce back. Back to the San Siro, back at home for the next game against Palermo. Now last time we played Palermo away from home, bit of a one-sided game. We came away with a 6-0 victory, if you remember, casting your minds back that far. But we'll be hoping for a similar performance here and a similar scoreline if we can possibly get one. And obviously, it would be nice to pick up 3 points again after losing to Sassuolo
the weekend before. But as you can see, a full strength starting lineup other than Jonathan out at right mid and Moussa Sissoko was starting at cam rather than Freddie Guarin in that role behind the two strikers. They're starting a very similar formation and a very similar starting lineup to the one that they used in the game where we absolutely trounced them earlier on in the season. Perhaps not learned from their mistakes. They're going attacking again with a very attacking but still narrow 4-3-3. And that was their undoing in the first game. But they're going to have the first opportunity here. As you can see, Vasquez is going to get the ball out wide to Lazar. Powering down the left-hand side. A commit to the challenge with Ranocchia. Perhaps shouldn't have done. Cigarini gets a 1-2 to Lazar. Stands up to the back post. Vasquez, the man that started the move, finishes the move by powering the header into the back of the net. And that's now 1-0 down. Right, not the way we wanted to start that game after having the previous one against Sassuolo not go our way. So straight from kickoff, I decided to try and step it up. Moussa Sissoko slots it to Palacio. Lovely step over. Defender commits there, which is what I did with Ranocchia. It cost me a goal, and it cost them a goal. 10 minutes in, it's 1-1. This looks like it could be filled with goals the same way that the last game against Palermo was. But obviously, they're going to both sides this time, rather than just to me. We're into the 39th minute now, pushing towards half-time. Jonathan using his pace to burn away down the right hand side, turns inside nicely, finds Sissoko, good shot, well saved, but it kindly drops straight to Rodrigo Palacio, so he's definitely not going to miss an opportunity that easy. That makes it 2-1 to Inter, so from being 1-0 down, we're now in front. That's the opposite of what happened in the Sassuolo game. We went 1-0 down and then went 2-1 down. So I was pleased to be in front this time. And Cherlin Shaqiri is going to race away, nick it off them, going to drill it across the middle. And there's Mauro Icardi. Not really too sure why the goalkeeper let that go across the front of him, though. Really should have come out and claimed that and showed some authority in his box. He didn't, and it cost not only him but his teammates as well, because we're now 3-1 up. But that kind of sparks Palermo into life. Vasquez again is going to start the move, as you can see, moving it out wide to Rispoli. He's going to turn inside and find Cigarini again, who finds Lazar, who, of course, earlier on found Vasquez. And he then finds the back of the net again. This time, though, rather fortunate in the way that it came about. Of course, taking a deflection there off the defender to go into the back of the net, but they won't care. That makes it 3-2. So there were 6 goals in the first game against Palermo. Now, so far, there have been 5 in this one. And if there is going to be a 6th, it could either be 4-2 to us, or it could be 3-3. So we needed to ensure that it was in our favour if we possibly could. We scored straight from kickoff when they scored their first goal. And, well, I'm going to spoil it. We're going to do exactly the same after they scored their second. Jonathan is the man over on the far side to make it 4-2 to Internazionale. So 12 goals in the 2 games that we played against Palermo so far this season. 2 for them, 10 for us. Definitely one of our better sides to play against rather than the seeming bogey team, Sassuolo, from the first game. So we head into the 3rd game of the episode against Atalanta. Now, I think they beat us last time out. I think it was 2-1 to Atalanta when we last played them. I might be mistaken, but I'm casting my mind. They either beat us 2-1 or we beat them 2-1 with 2 Lucas Podolski penalties. I believe that's how that game went down. So we'll try and get a win here regardless of what the previous result was. They're playing a quite attacking 4-2-3-1, although the 2 CDMs are sat quite far back. Perhaps they were going to look to try and catch me on the counter with the 4 attackers just kind of loitering further up the pitch. And again, a couple of changes to my starting lineup. As you can see, Marco Sal's now earned himself a spot in the starting lineup, and Davide Santon is on the left-hand side rather than Shaqiri, and Brizovic in the middle, as well as Hugo Campagnaro in the centre-back spot. Of course, he's looking to be moved on by us at some point in the not too distant future. Hopefully he won't announce his retirement next season, otherwise I won't be able to sell him. But Podolski goes down in the opening 15 minutes and we get ourselves a penalty. They weren't too happy with it, but I don't care whether they're unhappy with it. I'm delighted because the referee's pointed to the spot in my favour. So Lucas Podolski's going to step up to take the penalty, and I couldn't decide which way to go. So in the end, I just went straight down the middle and it worked. We go 1-0 up after 18 minutes, and a tidy penalty from Lucas Podolski. He won it. It was only fair that he took it, and he kindly put it into the back of the net for me as well. So delighted to be 1-0 up, and hopefully we can build on that. Mateo Kovacic plays a nice 1-2 with Freddie Guarin. It shows great feet to dance around his entire defence. I say his, it's the computer. Their entire defence. And unfortunately this shot was well blocked. It went over the top of the bar. But Guarin was involved again here, losing the ball this time. But they're going to come up the other end. Carmona is going to play the ball through to Keane. And Keane is going to find a ball nicely to Morales. He's got a lot of pace, doesn't he, Morales, the Argentinian. Finds Keane again. Nice shot to the top corner. And that makes it Atalanta 1, Internazionale 1. Now, I don't really want to lose this game. I don't really want to draw this game either. I want a victory, considering we lost points against Sassuolo. I really want to make sure that we continue to make up for that by getting ourselves a second goal here if we possibly can. bit rushed the defensive duties there by Irby Emanuelson. Perhaps should have shown a little bit more composure rather than just smashing it out for another corner, or for a corner. But from that corner, nothing came. But we were going to build it back up again after that corner. Lucas Podolski breaks into the box, does a front flip, and wins us another penalty. And this one was more clear cut. You'll be able to see from the replay. He catches him right on top of the ankle and on top of. It's kind of as he turns inside, he catches him on top of the ankle and on top of the bridge of his foot, just there. That is extremely painful. Nice little front roll there by Podolski, bouncing on top of his head. He's going to take the penalty again. He won it. He can take it. And again, he puts it into the back of the net. This time the goalkeeper went the right way, but still the same outcome. So that's now into 2, Atalanta 1, and we're back in front. And I was determined not to let them get back into it for a second time. So as you can see, into the second half, Santon involved. Nice little Maradona turn around nobody. I'm not really too sure why I did that. Nice little stood up cross. Podolski with a header trying to find himself a hat-trick. Unfortunately, the header was off target. But Atalanta were going to have themselves a few opportunities in the second half, but so were we. As you can see, they're pushing a few men forward, trying to get themselves an equaliser. Marco Sal going to try and utilise his rapid pace. Going to turn inside the defender here. No, he doesn't. That's a good shot. Well saved. Then Freddy Guarin dives in. That wasn't the chance I thought it was going to be. This might be the chance I was thinking it might be. Marco Sal plays the ball out to Cavander here. He's going to get it back from Cavander. This time, he's going to turn inside the defender. There we go. Through one-on-one. I don't know how he's missed. I really don't know how he's missed. He's got to finish opportunities like that, and that would have really put the game to bed. Weirdly, though, the CPU decided, despite being 2-1 down, that he wanted to hold the ball in the corner for the final few seconds, or for the final couple of minutes. So, well, I just decided to let them do it. I don't really understand the decision-making there. It's happened a couple of times for us now, but despite Robbie Keane's goal, we get 2 goals from the penalty spot, thanks to Lucas Podolski, and if that was the same scoreline as it was against Atalanta earlier on, because I know we have won a game 2-1 against the side thanks to 2 Podolski goals, then it's exactly the same result this time around as it was last time, and we still stay top of the table, but only by a point from Juventus and Roma have a game in hand, and our local rivals AC Milan are only 2 points further back as well, so still extremely tight at the top, and one of those 4 teams is going to miss out on Champions League football, because there are only 3 spots at the top of Serie A to take you into Europe's most elite competitions, so we're going to have to make sure we keep up our run of form and try and put the Sassuolo result behind us. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, and for now I will see you next time. Rising up the table are